Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of 3-Point Landing. Today we're going to talk about all things Nintendo. With us today is our special guest, Karen, and of course, your hosts. I'm Matthew.
I'm Misha.
And let's go.
Has it really been 20 episodes?
Yes, it has been 20 episodes.
Yay, happy 20th! Hi, guys.
Where does the time go?
But only 2 of them with Karen so far, so...
That is true.
Thanks again for joining us, Karen. I always have fun talking to Karen on and off the podcast anyway, so, it's always a joy to talk to her.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah. So I think you guys are a little bit more knowledgeable about what's been happening today than I am, which is this week marks the 35th anniversary of Mario, the beloved plumber adventurer hero icon from Nintendo.
Let's go.
I hate that I was alive for all of those 35 years.
You forgot naming him Jumpman because he was a carpenter.
That's right.
Boom.
That's right.
Knowledge.
And for everybody listening now, Karen came prepared. She's actually wearing a Luigi hat.
My favorite. If you are the younger sibling, then most likely you are very familiar using Luigi. Player 2.
If you're a younger sibling in the 80s, the best you could hope for was being the palette swap one. Yes. Oh.
Yeah, but now he said he's his own person now. Excuse you. Luigi has Luigi's mansion now. He's like a Ghostbuster.
Sure.
He broke out.
Right.
That's right.
Personally,
I'm Mario is a real person now.
I'm a big fan of Luigi as well. There's just something about like the way he's sort of like wants to be brave, but is kind of fearful, and he tries to do things, and he kind of messes up, but he's still like. I think he just has one of the best, coolest, funniest personalities in the Nintendo pantheon.
I remember the first time I played Super Mario. Well, I don't remember the very first time, but I remember being obsessed with it from the very beginning. Because we didn't have a Nintendo. We didn't have a family computer. We didn't have a NES. I know it pisses off Matthew when I say NES and SNES. So I'm going to say it as often as I can. We didn't have any of those things growing up until I was like maybe 9 years old, I think. So it was always a special occasion when I got to play Mario. I would play it in a friend's house or a cousin's house, wherever. Because it was never at our place. Not until much later. And I loved it, even if I could not get past the second stage in those days.
But isn't that the experience for a lot of us, I think, when it comes to video games, especially in the late 20th century, like a lot of us like don't have a thing, and then we go visit a friend's house or an uncle's house or a Nino's house, and they've got the thing, and we're like, oh, okay, I'm going to discover like Mario or whatever, some kind of video game nonsense. I don't know. Because I did the same thing with you. Like Mario, I started playing the Mario games through like my brother's like rich friends, like family kind of stuff. But how about you, Karen?
Because I am the younger sibling, I had the privilege of trying all the 80s games, care of my older siblings. Except back then, there weren't as much multiplayer, all-inclusive games. So sometimes they would tell me that I'm the Cloud, and then they would give me the controller and it's unplugged. And I'm just delusional enough to believe them. I'm not even kidding.
Wait, that's an actual thing that happened? That's an actual thing? They would just give you
you're this character, Karen. You are this one.
First of all, that's kind of sweet when you're age 3 to 7. Were they still doing this to you when you were 9 to 13?
Or like me as an adult, Karen, you're the Cloud. let me play this game.
That's almost as bad as playing Tails on the old Sega. Like seriously.
Yeah.
That is so sad.
Like. Because there's a Cloud, right? Remember that?
Well, yeah.
That dude chucking stuff. The moving Cloud and the dude chucking stuff.
So, babato ng rambutan.
So it's, naman, may sense siya nung sinabi sa akin. So I was like, I think, that's me.
So what your siblings were telling you was that that Mario was a competitive game.
Well, you gotta kill that meddling plumber.
Unfortunate implication.
I have a stupid question though. Did you think that you were winning when you were doing this?
But this is when I was younger though. I think I caught on, so that's why I became Luigi later on. I thought I was winning.
Okay.
I just don't know why I didn't get a castle. Like Mario gets a castle and fireworks. So what do I get? Nothing.
Well, castles are an inherently patriarchal institution, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, you'd rather be a cloud.
I'd rather fly on a cloud like Goku. So I'm totally fine with it.
I really can't argue with that. How about you, Matthew? What are your early Nintendo memories? Please tell me you were not given an unplugged controller.
No. See, my parents frowned down on the idea of a dedicated device that was just for video games. So I didn't grow up console.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's like, no, we have a computer already. Just play some games there that aren't the same games that your cool friends are playing or whatever. I mean, it didn't really bother me necessarily, but it was definitely like, yeah, they're not getting me Mario. They're not getting me Sonic. They're just like, may games naman yung PC eh. So, why do you even need that, right?
Sonic.
Not knowing that brand affection is an important part of 21st century adulthood. But anyway, what I did get to play later in life when they kind of gave in was the bootleg stuff, like the Famicom or the family computer stuff with the 50 games all bundled in, and they're all like knockoffs of other games. That's the stuff I played. Mm-hmm. I didn't really get to play Mario, I think, until the Switch.
What? No way. There's no way that is true.
It's absolutely true. Like I said, I goofed around at friends' Nintendo systems, but I didn't really get to play. I think sometimes I played with emulators, like in the 2000s. You could get emulators for your PC, but it's just not the same because keyboard gameplay and mouse gameplay just doesn't work for Nintendo games.
Hey, speaking of keyboard,
the only thing what about a keyboard?
I remember a Mario typing game, and I super rocked it. Is that the context of this?
Mario teaches typing?
Yes! Best game ever. So educational. I
didn't learn that one. I learned... What was the one where Luigi has to go all over the world looking for Mario in a knockoff Carmen Sandiego?
Oh my gosh, I remember. I just don't remember the name.
That was completely a knockoff. I got it. Okay, Mario is missing. That's the first time that Luigi was a star. And the only reason he was a star is because Mario got kidnapped in the first 5 minutes.
Was this another PC? Is it another PC edutainment title?
I told you it was a knockoff of Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, so it's got that edge, like, oh, you'll learn about the world while traveling with Luigi.
Yeah, I think this was a Nintendo.
If you do your job, No, sorry? Nintendo?
Oh, I was gonna say, I think it's a Nintendo of America job because it was so disconnected from the rest of the franchise. And it was so American. Like, they look like alt models.
But Karen, right, that's a weird thing that's also went on with Nintendo back in the day, right? Like, Nintendo of America had this very weird point in time where they were trying to monetize or capitalize on Nintendo characters and spin them off, but they would go in weird ways that just didn't go well. Like, I think there's a Zelda game that's for the Philips CDI that is 100%
so bad.
Yeah, it's 100% so animated, but it looks so awful. I think I heard about that one.
It looks like it was animated on Microsoft Paint.
Yeah.
This was the time when they were Americanizing video game cover art, right? They wanted to buff it up, like, cutie's not gonna work for little boys. Let's put muscles on Kirby or something.
Yeah, I'm glad Nintendo America is in a better place right now, but back then, they really, really believed in like making it so aggro because we're marketing Nintendo games for boys, and boys want to be men, and all that stuff. Like, it's so far gone now that if you look at different versions of Kirby, the wonderful, cute, bubbly pink ball who sucks his enemies into his mouth and gains their powers.
I'm glad that there's no clean way of having said that last sentence. Move on.
Yeah, I just figured if I move past it fast enough, it'll just go away. But like Kirby, Kirby would be shown like smiling and surfing on a star or something like that. And then in the American version of the box art, it would be the same thing, except his eyebrows are like angry looking. They're like frowned down. It's so stupid.
I was just amazed. I don't know at what point they decided that Mario would be the face of everything that they tried. Because at some point, there was like a Mario for everything. There was like Tetris knockoff, Dr. Mario. There was Mario Golf. There was Mario Paint. There was Mario is Missing. There was, well, Mario Kart was good, but, a lot of that stuff was mostly forgettable.
Also, I was very confused. I felt like there was cognitive dissonance between the main game and those party games where Mario is buddying up with Bowser. Like, let's forget about this whole kidnapping thing. Let's play a party game and let's have fun. Like, let bygones be bygones.
Maybe they're like that old Looney Tunes cartoon where there's a sheepdog and a wolf, and then during the day they do their job, but at the end of the day they clock out they have a time card, they time out, and then they're friends again.
So it's basically a performative hunter-predator relationship.
I remember that they used to have that god-awful animated the cartoon of Super Mario Brothers, because it got so big that they had to give him his own cartoon show. And that was just the most bizarre thing.
Come on and do the Mario now. Hey, it had Captain Lou Albano, okay? So I don't completely hate this.
I don't hate it. I remember enjoying it a lot.
Yes,
I remember it.
Yeah, I remember it with fondness. I think because we grew up with it, so we didn't know any better. But it was
but sure, that's where I'm getting. That's what was my entry point for Mario, right? Because I wasn't allowed to play or get any of the Mario games. So when the Mario cartoon came out, I was just like, I'm just gonna eat this shit up because this is the only way I'm gonna get my quote unquote Mario fix, however bad it might be.
You remember what happened? Like half the show would be Mario, and then the second half would be Zelda.
Yes,
and I liked it because that was like that actually is still the most accurate Zelda show, or okay, fine, the only Zelda show ever.
Wasn't there a meme or something?
Sorry, what was that, Karen?
Which meme? Which one?
Excuse me, princess.
That's the one.
That was a stupid catchphrase. That's right. Lord, he was such a douchebag on that show. I don't know why they thought that would be a good translation for him.
He was a 90s.
But I like that Zelda didn't fall for it.
Yeah, he was like peak 90s skater boy.
That's right, exactly, Karen. Nintendo was trying to make a Link and Zelda cartoon happen, which is fine, except they're writing and producing this thing during the age of the 90s edgy kid, the 90s, Sonic finger, shoe tapping, finger wagging, Bart Simpson-esque, I don't take no guff, man.
Eat my shorts.
Yeah, eat my shorts. Yeah, eat my shorts, princess. Excuse me, princess. Why don't you eat my shorts?
I remember that they even had that.
Don't have a cow, princess.
No, I was going to say they had this cartoon, this other Nintendo cartoon, Captain N, the Game Master.
Ooh, I ate that one up also.
Holy shit! I don't know if you ever saw that, Karen, but this one, right? This guy, this regular guy, Nintendo-loving guy, like he only wears Nintendo colors, and he gets sucked into his TV while he's playing Nintendo. And he is the chosen one who will save Nintendo Land from the evils of the bad guys from Metroid.
The evil clutches of Mother Brain.
And his superpowers come from the Nintendo controller that he wears on his belt. Like he presses up, he jumps really high and stuff like that.
And he can stop time with his start button, and he's got one of those like pistols, and he's got like the power glove and all that stuff.
Isn't this Isn't this a Rick and Morty episode?
It very well could be. It probably be better as one.
It probably it's like
the one where he was saves coming. It sounds eerily familiar. Like if you watch the latest season. That's such fan fiction, man.
It's
it gets worse.
It's self-insert. It's a Gary Stu.
It gets worse. No, it gets even more fan-fiction-y because his teammates in Nintendo Land were Mega Man, Kid Icarus, Simon Belmont from Castlevania. It was ridiculous.
Yep, Simon Belmont.
I just love the fact that the Eggplant Wizard was on the same power ranking as King Hippo and Mother Brain.
I know, right? I don't even know why Mother Brain was the big bad of that show. And then Eggplant Wizard was like, Bebop and Rocksteady with King Hippo.
Okay, guys, can I bring up those, speaking of cringe-inducing stuff from our childhood, do you remember the Super Mario Brothers live-action film? With Bob Hoskins.
Yes, I do.
And John Leguizamo.
They were drunk for most of it.
Dennis Hopper as Koopa!
Oh, God.
Easy businessman.
All right, guys. I just have to say, I have to say, we need to do a watch of Super Mario Brothers because I have not seen this movie in its entirety, and I so badly want to because the memes and the JPEGs and the GIFs and the excerpts just make me want to go do this. We should just record a live watch of us just doing hot takes and piss takes and dunking on that stuff, including Dennis Hopper and his pervert tongue going.
I was gonna say it's
Never
like he thought he was in Blue Velvet again. He was like in another.
Oh my God! No, you're right. You're right, Karen. It's totally Blue Velvet. If he got down on his knees and started going, "Can Daddy fuck?" I would be like, "Oh my God!"
It's like he walked off set. He was still in method acting mode and was like, "Yeah, let's do this shit."
He walked into the wrong studio.
Cool lang, he turns to Mario. No, he turns to the princess, to Samantha Mathis, right?
Yeah.
And he's like,
yeah.
What's your favorite beer? And Samantha Mathis is like, Heineken. And you go like, no, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Heineken.
No, Matthew. No.
I'm sorry, I'm a big David Lynch fan. So once you start introducing David Lynch jokes into the conversation, I'm just like, I am ready.
Thank you for getting it. That's all I could think about as an adult looking at Koopa right now.
Wait, that means you watched it as an adult?
I've watched clips, but I haven't seen it in its entirety, so this will be new for me as an adult, and I don't know how I'm gonna take it. Will I have war flashbacks?
Let's do it, Karen. Thing, right? Watch party, Karen. Watch party.
Let's do this.
I knew it was bad. I knew I was bad when I was a kid because I asked my mother what she thought, and the only word she could come up with was, "It was entertaining."
I would have said, "That's a movie." It's a movie.
That was a choice.
That was a thing. Mm-hmm. That was 90 minutes we'll never get back.
Is it only 90 minutes?
Okay, let's find out. Hold on. Let's find out.
I would say Super Mario.
You really want to do this. You want to watch this.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you think that it crawled so that movies like Dragon Ball Evolution and Avatar were able to run?
Please say that Dragon Ball Evolution ran. Say it.
No, it did not.
Personally,
they painted Spike green, and they didn't give him anything good to do.
Personally, my favorite one would be Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li in terms of complete badness.
I know. I mean, at least the 94 Street Fighter movie with Raul Julia was just perfection. It was campiness to the extreme.
That is perfection. Thank you for using that word. There would have been fighting otherwise.
I love Raul Julia, and I get so much entertainment from watching Addams Family and Addams Family Values and thinking that he's M. Bison. And then when I watch Street Fighter, I get so much entertainment value thinking he's Gomez Adams.
Of course.
See, all Jean-Claude Van Damme had to do to defeat M. Bison was just to speak in French. And instantly, M. Bison would go up to Jean-Claude Van Damme, grab his big, burly Belgian biceps, and go, Camilla.
Oh, man.
Good God. Why?
Jean-Claude
Why?
Van
Why would you do that? Why?
As our all-American Guile.
Yeah, all-American guy. Yeah.
Hey, how many all-Americans did Schwarzenegger play?
Didn't he give a whole speech? So we can go home.
The war is cancelled.
No.
In all seriousness, guys,
The war is cancelled.
You think
So you can go home.
Go home and be a family man.
Take that son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
We are having too much fun.
I don't know. I don't know why they always insisted on casting Van Damme and Schwarzenegger as all American types. It just never made any sense to me.
It's in return for I guess letting it's because America has to pay back everybody else for letting Dick Van Dyke do a British accent.
Oh, do you mean
that was
Cockney?
kind of a war crime.
Yeah, that was a war crime.
On what planet? I have no idea. But yeah, sure.
America owes everybody everything for Dick Van Dyke.
My goodness.
3-point landing.
Jared, did you ever get into the handheld Nintendo consoles like Game Boy, DS, or whatever?
Oh yeah. What did you call the smaller one? I
Game
played
& Watch?
it with my brother. Yeah. But
Those LCD things?
Yeah, but I got my own Game Boy. I was in grade school. And all I played there, oddly enough, was Bill and Ted's Time Travel. They had a game on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And that was all I played. That and Super Mario. The one where it's not Peach, it's Pauline. And I got confused. I was like, what? Did they break up? What happened? Like, I had so many questions.
Wait, there's a Pauline. There's Pauline, there's Peach, there's Daisy, and there's Rosalina. Who's the fifth princess? Is there a fifth princess?
Bowsette?
Wait.
Oh, wait, she's a queen.
No. She's a queen.
I was going to say, Bowsette is a queen, and don't you forget it.
Yas queen.
Yeah, all I know is that Mario was like up to his eyeballs in princesses.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I think the one ported for the Game Boy, I think they explained the storyline. It's Mario in Dreamland. So it's not really canon to the main story. Yeah.
Parang nanaginip lang siya.
Oh, that's why you don't see the usual enemies there. I guess it's totally different. Because even as a kid, I was like, wait a minute, that's not Peach. I'm talking about 2. Oh, wait, I think I'm getting it mixed up. Am I getting it mixed up? Oh, I think I'm talking about Super Mario 2.
Which one?
The one with the vegetables.
Super Mario 2. The fake Super Mario 2. Yes,
I'm so confused.
That was
There's
so fake.
many games.
Oh, why is it fake? Is it also a Nintendo of America production or something?
No. It's just that they didn't have a Super Mario 2 out yet. So they took another game and essentially they reskinned it. And then they called it Super Mario 2. But it was garbage.
That's the one that has the 4 playable characters, right?
I don't know. I never played it. I never wanted to. But yeah, I remember it was a dream.
And
it's okay. Super Mario 3 made up for it.
Yeah,
it's like the first thing they tell you when you walk into a creative writing class. Never, ever, ever end a story with "it was all a dream," or worse, start one.
Pauline, where were you? She was in Odyssey, but she was also in Donkey Kong, right?
Yeah, Pauline's in Donkey Kong. I love.
She was the one on top of the building.
Yes.
Sorry.
Scaffolding.
Scaffolding. I'm sorry, Universal lawyers. I did not mean building. That was another monkey. Goodness.
I like that game though, the one with the vegetables. But it was just so confusing.
It wasn't a Mario game. That was its biggest problem.
I had a grade school teacher in grade 3. Like she told us that Mario was a bad game because you destroy the vegetables or some stuff like that. Like she was very upset with how the vegetables were represented in Super Mario 2.
My cabbages! Mali. Sorry, my bad. I was gonna say that I wasn't actually a part of when Mario became 3D. I had never played Mario 64.
What? That is a masterpiece. I really liked it. Or I was a kid. So
no, I have no context. I have no context. No, I take your word for it. I have no context.
I played it twice. I played it when I was in grade school. I played it in college on the DS, I think. So at first, I think because it was such a different gameplay. I was so used to the side-scrolling platform. And then here, it was like you could explore more worlds. It wasn't just point A to point B. And that blew my mind as a kid. And there were so many possibilities. That freaking slide game was ace. I love that game. So I highly recommend Super Mario 64. I think definitely precursor for the Odyssey and all those other Super Mario games where you get to explore more. So I think it's a good title to try just for like a history lesson. Ganda, sobrang ganda. Ganda rin ng soundtrack.
Did you see the announcement that they're doing for the 35th anniversary of Mario? They're putting out a new Game & Watch.
What?
That is based. They're putting out a new Game & Watch, and it's going to have Super Mario Brothers on it. So it's not LCD anymore.
It's actual color crystal display and stuff.
How does it? Oh, I can't imagine.
It's going to be Super Mario Brothers and a whole lot of other Mario special features on it.
But you were saying Karen was upselling like Super Mario 64, and I think that's the first Mario 3D, right? And like if you want to play it, I think it might be part of the collection, Misha. Like they're doing a Mario 35th collection, which is packing. I'm absolutely sure Mario Galaxy is in it, Mario Sunshine is in it, and another of the 3D Marios, all bundled into one package for $60 for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh,
I never played Sunshine.
Nintendo's been taking my money since 1990. I've never played Galaxy.
They're not remasters, but they're the you can play them now. That's the thing. If you don't have them on a Wii or something.
Yeah, as kids, they were taking our lunch money.
I've never played Galaxy.
Sorry, Karen.
Oh, I was just saying, as kids, they were taking our lunch money,
No.
and as adults, taking my salary. Oh, Nintendo.
Doesn't it warm your heart that some Japanese software engineers are making very good livings because of our contributions?
Donation.
No, I was going to say that I think it's remarkable how that Mario, like as a character, has actually changed very little. He's still recognizable, whether you're 10 years old or 50 or 60. You see him, you know that's Mario, and you more or less know what you're going to get when you start a game with him. I think that's something that Nintendo does very well, in the same way that Disney does. They take care of their legacy franchises.
That's true. I think I'm very happy that Luigi is... I don't know what with Luigi. I'm just glad he's having more games. And remember the meme about him? I think he's having more of a personality. Like, I know he's like a bit of a scaredy cat in Haunted Mansion.
Well, if you were in a haunted castle, how would you feel?
I know, but, he took agency and trapped them. He fought back. It's very inspirational. I salute Luigi
totally.
as a younger sibling. Also, remember his RBF, his resting batch face.
Yep.
From the Mario
face.
Yeah.
I love that shit. Okay. When we play when me and my friends play Mario Kart 8, Luigi's my main because his resting bitch face is so great, and I'm really good at running people off the road. So when we do the playback highlights,
you're one of those.
They see me like driving by, knocking people, and then doing the Luigi death glare.
You jackass!
It's so great. I should send you some screenshots.
Yeah, he's gotten sassier over the years.
Yeah. He earned it. He earned the right.
No, I think he's just bitter from being stepped on all these years.
Are you talking about the whole soft shoe situation?
Are you talking about how he may or may not be gay, but Nintendo's being coy about it?
No. Okay, so if you look at Mario Tennis, okay, we're gonna go into deep cut territory. And in Mario Tennis, there's a scene where Mario holds his foot out and like steps on Luigi's toes, and then he starts rubbing his foot like he's trying to crush Luigi's toes with his foot.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I remember playing a tennis game where Mario was the referee. But I know that wasn't Mario Tennis.
If you look deep into the history of Mario games, you'll find that there are instances where Mario is low key throwing shade or picking on Luigi, bullying him like a true younger sibling.
Mario's
kind of a jerk, isn't he?
Like, do people even like the main character anyway? Don't we usually end up liking the side characters, and that's why they end up having their solo franchises?
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Just saying.
Yes, but the game is named after him, so I think
Wait,
he's always gonna get pride of place.
Excuse me, Luigi has Mario in his name. Aren't they called Super Mario Brothers? So he's like Luigi Mario and Mario Mario.
Exactly.
Oh
yeah,
God, that's what that stupid movie told us. Weren't
they father and son?
Oh God, that makes it worse. No.
Nangyari ba yan? Totoo ba yan? He named their father and son
in the movie.
No, they're brothers.
They're
brothers. What's wrong with those? Yes.
Are you Misha? Karen is just shit posting us. That's what she's doing. She's shit posting us.
And she's enjoying it.
She's just like, I'm gonna leave this idea here.
We'll never find out until Matt watches the movie. Until we all watch it again.
Yeah, let's watch it and record it. Actually, we could make it into a podcast itself. We'll just sit there.
This is not going to end well.
It will be our Mystery Science 3000. Mystery Science Theater.
I love Mystery Science Theater.
I love it.
That show rocks.
No, seriously, guys. After this episode, I'm going to run this by our producer and ask them how they feel about that. Like, it's 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes of us talking shit at a movie, and then
he's giving a thumbs up.
I guess they'll have to edit. Our producers will have to edit it to bring it down to 60 minutes.
No, they will not.
What do you think? You'll just run raw.
Yeah, we'll have a madness cut. It's the Snyder cut. It's gonna be like the full shebang. With Hallelujah playing in the background.
For all y'all listening, if you're wondering why the audio turns strange, it's because we're talking to our producer via Discord, so you can't see him. But,
I'm gonna apologize to our listeners in advance. This will not end well. Please bring lots of alcohol if we're going to be watching that movie.
I think I feel like Matt will be quoting a lot of Blue Velvet in this movie.
I do not doubt it.
Are you kidding, Karen? I'm going to watch Blue Velvet again just so I can, have fresh quotes ready in my head.
I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
Heineken! Bless his soul.
Tabs! Blue Velvet!
Neither one of those would be my first choice.
This sounds like a crossover. Like, don't we have a film podcast too? So that's pretty cool.
That's an idea at that. That is an idea. What was I going to say? I actually missed out a lot on the in-between Nintendo consoles. Like, I didn't have an N64, I didn't have a Wii, and I didn't have a Wii U. So I was back to where I was in the 80s. I would just play them when I'd be at somebody else's house. But I hear good things. I remember I would play a lot on my brother's Game Boy, up to the point where eventually he just got me one.
Oh, wow, that's great, right? That's what we should all do. We should all play on someone else's device for too long, and they get fed up with us, and they buy us a new console. That's what we should all do.
Like, stop stealing mine. Oh, I should have done that. Then, or I'll just get an unplugged controller.
Awesome. Yeah. But you know what's funny though today, Karen, is that so many controllers are wireless now that they can actually pull the whole unplugged controller trick on you, and it'll work because they don't need wires, right?
Oh no. Where we're going, we won't need wires. Oh no.
I think that would depend entirely on how trusting you are. Like, you'll be in the park and then somebody hands you a controller. Look up at the clouds. It's an AR game.
I have to say though, now that Nintendo is really focusing on party games and just multiplayer and all that community. I know it's for fostering, friendship and all that. But games like Super Smash Brothers and Mario Party have caused a lot of conflict between my friends and I. I don't know about you guys. Because Mario Kart, right?
Mario Kart.
Like the
Mario
blue
Kart,
shell.
you make enemies.
The friendship ender is
you
the
make
blue
enemies.
shell.
That is true. But when you're this close to the finish line, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And throw that blue shell.
I ain't here
No, but
to make
really,
friends. I'm here to win.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
But really, the way Nintendo works actually is that many of their games, like most notably Mario Kart, they build in mechanics into those games to make sure that player skill does not over dominate the game. In other words, let's say you and your friends are playing, right? And there's one guy who's just unnaturally good at video games, period, full stop. It would suck if you play against them and like you have no chance of winning. That's how fighting games between friends just die, because there's one person who clearly dominates and nobody wants to play against that guy. So what Nintendo games do, like for example Mario Kart, it deliberately gives more power-ups or the better power-ups to the player who's in the last, or at least closer to the last, and fewer power-ups to the one in the front, so that it can, make sure that the difficulty curve is kind of flattened. And that sucks. That feels unfair. But it also makes the game more fun because everybody feels like they have a chance at winning or a chance at just creating a near miss, near win situation.
Okay, I have to interject because I was at my cousin's house once, and this kid is like 14. He's like 14 years old, and we played Mario Kart 8, and I was not winning. What are you talking about?
Well, you still have to deploy the tools, right? Like, they can give you all the power-ups in the world, but at rank 16 in the race, but if you don't press the button and use them, or if you don't press them when they're best used, you're still going to lose.
Yeah, but this 14-year-old kid was murdering me, and he's like, I thought you said you played this. I thought you knew how to play Mario Kart. And I was like, child, when I played Mario Kart, there were no numbers at the end. It was just Mario Kart.
Think of Nintendo like God, okay? Just like Nintendo gives the means by which to lose and win, but ikaw pa rin bahala sa victory.
It got real deep. We went into theology.
Yeah, and it hurt.
I would have to say, I know his issue was man versus kid, but mine was more woman versus the elements, aka the Rainbow Road.
The clouds?
Oh yeah, no, fucking.
Oh god, no, the Rainbow Road is evil.
That's how I lose.
Rainbow Road is evil. It's like, if I'm going to be playing Mario Kart, can we please choose a map that stays on the ground?
It's like, no Rainbow Road. Like, you have like those extra rules with friends. Like, don't use that road.
Mm-hmm.
No using this.
I do not accept any of these rules. It's a free for all. It's a free for all where we're from.
You should stare at them in the eye and just click on Rainbow Road and just see what they'll say.
Oh yeah. And I also make sure that when we're on Rainbow Road, to crack as many jokes as possible so that they lose their concentration. Yeah.
To be fair, no, sorry, what? When you're?
I was just gonna say when I was almost the first place and then I fell, and it just feels like real life, don't you think? You think you're doing so well. And then
it's crushing shit. I hate it. It's such crushing shit. You're number one, and you're on the finish line, and then some motherfucker hits you with a shell, and you drop to number 6.
And that shell, my friends,
drive off the track.
That shell is privilege. That's the one that makes you win. That's the one that.
Oh my god!
Goes through everything.
Are we learning? Are we learning today? Wait, I was not informed there would be learning.
Mario teaches humanity.
Mario teaches that green coverall wearing people should know their place.
Join us next week, guys. Join us next week when we talk about after discussing Mario and ethics and theology. Next week we'll be talking about Metroid and intersectional feminism.
Oh yeah, that's actually good because I think we all thought Samus was a man until that big reveal.
Right.
It blew my
because
mind.
her way of declaring her femininity was stripping down to her skivvies, as you do after a big battle.
It didn't matter to me though. Like, Samus was super cool in that game. I liked when he turned into a ball.
Oh yeah.
And it broke my heart having that You had to you had this escort mission, right? You had to take care of that little alien thing. That little... Then
I didn't end well either.
Samus's transformation into a robotic ball is a metaphor for the self-protective measures that women take to shield themselves from the onslaught of patriarchy.
Oh yes, I was about to thank you, my man. That's exactly what they meant by that game.
Yeah.
What are you two smoking? And why aren't you sharing it?
3-point landing!
But back to Mario, seriously though.
Back to Mario. Yeah, Mario is 35 years old. Matthew is 55 years old. What was it like when you first saw Mario at the age of 20, Matthew? In my day, we played Nintendo on coconuts.
I was gonna say like a Nickelodeon with like a hand crank or something.
Back in my day, when you played Mario and you pressed the jump button halfway into the jump, it asked you to insert a new disc.
I was gonna joke about putting coins, but I realized we all lived through that era in the arcade with the coins.
That is true.
We need to do a whole episode about arcades too, because I just want to tell you one thing I don't like is to switch over to the time zone card, the credit cards, the swipey card system. Yeah, like
why? How can you not like that? You prefer like big bulky bags of coins?
Yes.
And then it falls all over the floor, and you have to like pick it up quickly, or else someone's gonna steal it. It's like the Wild West in the 90s.
Now that you mention it, I literally still have a coin bank that's filled with nothing but old tickets from Glicos. I really don't think I can redeem those anymore.
Is Glicos even still around?
I don't think
so. Yeah, in Quad.
Is Quad still around?
In your memory.
In our hearts.
Good Lord. Why do I still have that? Yeah, I should toss that, I think.
Man, when the quarantine ends, we have to go to an arcade. Do they still, if arcades are still around?
You know what's funny though? Is like whenever I've gotten a new Nintendo console, one way or another, I know I'm gonna get Mario on it. That's just a thing. It's just a rule that you have to have a Mario if you have a Nintendo console.
I would agree. That and Zelda. Zelda. What's that?
Breath of the Wild?
Yeah. And Kirby. I would say Kirby. But I would also say...
There isn't enough Kirby in this world.
I know. I feel like Kirby is all about loving your body. It's positive self-image. Eat what you want. Eat what makes you feel good. You can be whoever you want to be.
Empowerment.
Kirby
Eat what makes you feel good, in which case it's your enemies.
Because you're fighting back against patriarchy.
Right.
Because hashtag society.
And there's no body shaming here. Kirby eats as much as he wants. What is this intermittent fasting of which you speak?
Intermittent fasting, Jesus fucking Christ! Can you imagine Kirby doing intermittent fasting?
I don't think so. You want to get past level 1.
No, you would get past level 1 very slowly.
Line na lang siya. That's so sad.
What, a slime?
Line?
Line.
Although I don't want to be offensive, because that might be offensive with body image, because every shape is beautiful. So let's love Kirby, whichever shape Kirby is in.
And also sometimes, no matter how little or how much you eat, genetic privilege plays a role. So sometimes you don't become a lion even though you don't eat, right?
Yeah, and sometimes, like, even if you're of the same genetic stock, one of you is a fat ass plumber, the other one's taller.
That's me.
Here we go.
I know. You think in this era, is it still acceptable to have those stereotypical Italian accents for the characters?
I would say no, but I would also say, we all get that he's an exaggerated cartoon character. I don't think there are any actual Italians who go underground to save princesses from Dennis Hopper.
I mean, okay, this might be I agree with Misha, and also I think this might be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, but also Italians are just white people. Okay, so you're not really punching down on them.
You can make fun of white people.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hateful. It's not spiteful. It's just like talk of fun. That's it. You know what I mean? There isn't a history. Okay, here I'm going to get deep down in cultural politics here. Now, there isn't a...
Go for it. That's exactly what we wanted from a Nintendo podcast.
For black people and other people of color, there is a history where people have been ridiculed, and their intellectual and capability is being mocked when you invoke their accent, right?
Right,
so when you say,
right.
Yeah. Like you say, if I do an African American accent, like an urban patois or something like that, or if I do a Ching Chong Ling Lao accent, I can say that I'm Chinese. It's just then you're insulting them. But you don't do that when you invoke the Italian accent. You don't do that when you invoke a Yankee accent or a British accent.
I would say though that historically,
is that part of privilege?
Yeah, Italians have what? Oh, I was just gonna say Italians faced racism as well during the early years, right? When they get there. So just a point of comparison.
Yeah, I think I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, it's worth bringing it. Just I don't want people coming at us which is just a minor aside in a Nintendo episode. But basically, Italians and Irish people were like definitely not categorized as part of the non-oppressed whites in the early 20th century.
Right.
But the history of being oppressed and picked on and using their accents to demean them, that's not really a long history the way it is for other people. And so, Mario gets to be cartoon Italian forever. Hell, as far as I can tell, some Italian people think it's funny that Mario has a Nintendo accent, has an Italian accent, a Nintendo accent.
A Nintendo accent. What does Nintendo accent sound like?
I mean, I can't speak for all Italians. I have only one Italian friend.
Let's call him.
Yeah, we need to settle this.
But there you go.
Oh my goodness. It's funny. Like, if you think about it, an Italian plumber from New York and his brother, that's like the least heroic video game avatar I could imagine, honestly. It sounds like somebody was doing Mad Libs one day when they decided this would be the face of our brand.
And I appreciate the commitment and how they were like in later on games. Yeah, let's just keep putting those pipes. Let's keep this theme.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, again, we still buy it.
But it also helps that, as a video game company, Nintendo doesn't have as many hang-ups about the idea that their characters need to sort of conform to an objective reality. They're fine with their characters being cartoons. They're fine with their characters living in a crazy, absurd, surreal dream world. Whether it's Kirby and his canvas curse, or Star Fox and his furry wingmen and all that stuff.
Not gonna let you do that.
And
furries.
And I think it's cool because it shows that they can think about game design and providing entertainment without trying to have to hem and haw over whether all of this makes sense, which I think is a problem with Western video games. I mean, I absolutely 100% love Western video games, but sometimes I get so bothered by the way they go like, we can't design this because it has to make sense in the real world. It has to they let the real world hold them back in how they represent and design video games. And it's like, Japan or Nintendo specifically, it's just like, who cares?
Can I build on that? That
go for
point?
It.
No, please.
Because I realized as a Nintendo fan, there's a stigma with these types of games, especially the family-friendly ones, and that they have this...
You're not a real gamer!
False notion that it's super easy and that these are baby games just because of the aesthetic. No. And it's like, have you actually played a Mario game? And have you played so many times and failed and then cried as an adult? Because that's how it feels playing it. It's actually tough.
Absolutely.
I think people get get caught off guard because of how cute it all looks. And I think this goes for the kawaii aesthetic in general. People don't take it seriously. Yeah. So I'm glad that there's this growth in popularity, especially with Animal Crossing being super mainstream right now. Even people who didn't usually game are playing it. And I think that's
true.
Great.
That's true.
So I like how it grew. I don't know how to feel that there's so many fans. I guess I'm glad. I don't want to gatekeep. I know I've been a fan for a long time. So I guess...
I think it's great.
It's great. More merch for us.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
I think it's great because it opens up the... Sorry, I think it's great because not just that more people they appreciate Nintendo games or at least appreciate Japanese cartoony video games for what they are, but also that it broadens their perspective or their appreciation for what games can be. You know what I mean? Like, I will admit, I don't take to Nintendo games very well. I'm not somebody who plays a lot of them. You know, I look at them from a distance and I go like, oh, that looks pretty cool. Oh, I see why that is good. But they're just not for me. But at the same time, knowing that Nintendo exists means that I feel like it opens my mind to what the games I do like can be. Because, you know, you become literate in how genres and forms and entertainment can flex themselves. It's like how the Marvel Cinematic Universe, for example, has, you know, pushed people's definitions and ideas of like what kind of shapes and forms of blockbuster movies could take.
Yeah. For me, building on what Karen said earlier about how people of all ages now are discovering that these games aren't, number one, as simple as they look, or two, as childish as you might think. I think that a lot of that has to do with Nintendo leveling the playing ground. There used to be a time that every game had to go through Nintendo, had to meet a certain standard, had to be a certain way, had to be, for lack of a better word, family friendly. But now you got games like Doom, you have games like Wolfenstein on the Switch, and that brings in a whole new audience you wouldn't normally have. So for a lot of these people, maybe if you bring in the Doom crowd, the Wolfenstein crowd, the Street Fighter crowd, you know, they'll be checking out Mario for the first time because it's not necessarily something they would have been into before. Yeah. But now that Nintendo accommodates everybody, you know, it really is an exciting time to be playing games. I mean, never mind the fact that we're in a pandemic and for a lot of people, it's becoming an escape for them from the horrors of our reality at this point. I think the fact that Nintendo is more open now to the kinds of games that they allow in their consoles has really opened it up to an entirely new audience that otherwise might have written them off as childish fluff.
Although
you say, Karen?
Yeah, I was saying that. I totally agree with what Misha is saying, but also about childish stuff. I think it's great though that it gets you tapping into your childhood and going back to that simpler time. Because Shigeru Miyamoto based Super Mario on his childhood and those rolling hills and all that.
What was he doing in the sewer?
No, but like the hills and all that. Yeah, yes, Shigeru Miyamoto like
the
going
shrooms.
inside pipes.
The
and
shrooms,
like stomping on mushrooms. That's his childhood, guys. History. No, but you know what I mean.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
No, it's not totally. No, but you see what I mean. Like your childhood really influences how you think as a creative, as an adult. And I think that's very beautiful that you kind of go back to that time and you tap into that source and within yourself. I think that's what people are discovering right now by playing these games.
Yeah. It's like no, I love that you said that, Karen, because it's like a lot of people talk about wanting to connect with their childhood, and I don't doubt that they mean it when they say it. But before all of this came down, I think a lot of people make excuses for not doing it. You know what I mean? They would go, it's like there's expressed desire and there's commitment to the desire, right? And they'll tell themselves, oh, I'll play some video games. I'll play some Nintendo. I'll play some Mario. And now that we're actually trapped at home, you know, they're actually confronting that possibility with all the time and everything like that. And, you know, I wish it was in better circumstances, but at the same time, I'm glad it's happening regardless, that people are discovering the love they've always had for like stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. And also, I think it's kind of reassuring in a way. You know, it's like Mickey Mouse. It's like Bugs Bunny. These are just things that you kind of take for granted at some point, that they're like pop culture milestones that you don't necessarily notice or keep track with every single game, but you would notice if it was taken away from you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
if they stopped making this stuff, you would be sad.
Yeah. Like, I have a lot of complicated thoughts about that, and I'm not going to get into them. But like, I think a good comparison point also is like Marvel Comics and DC Comics stuff. You know, like I call myself a Fantastic Four fan, but I don't think I don't really read every single comic anymore. It's just not
Right.
It's not feasible.
Yeah, but definitely tomorrow they say like Fantastic Four are dying and are erasing them from the map of the universe. You know, I would definitely not like that, and it would be a mistake for anybody to say, "Well, you weren't reading. You only read half the comics anyway, so you're not really mourning anything."
You're not a real fan.
Yeah.
Before we started this episode, Karen just watched the trailer for that new Mario Kart game.
Yep.
And what are your thoughts?
It blew my mind. Maybe because I'm out of my mind. because I'm so jealous. Okay, more envious because I don't have it. I'm envious of everyone who owns a Switch right now because I don't have a Switch yet. I think that's why I'm out of my mind, because I'm so inggit. Everyone is playing and I want to catch up. I still have my Wii U. I mean, it's great and all, but no new games for it. I was so surprised when the car was moving. Does the car actually move? Okay.
Yes, it does.
Let's go start a GoFundMe for Karen for her Switch then.
Yeah.
Wow, talk about privilege though. I think I'm gonna get a lot of flames.
Kofi or
guys, it's a joke. Please don't.
To be fair, it could go either way at this point.
Oh man!
Yeah, please don't.
I can't believe I was saying
flames. If you have to.
When I was saying flames, I realized it's such an archaic term, and that's from the olden days of fanfiction.net, where it's like, please no flames. I think people say troll, right? What did they? Oh no.
Oh man, I don't know. We old.
No flames. Okay, grandma.
It's all good.
No, but I wasn't able to find out much about it aside from the trailer. So it's like an RC car?
Yeah, pretty much you could, it's Mario Kart, but you're driving the actual cart, like in your house. So the car is actually running around the room, and it's got a little digital camera on it, and you could see it on your screen. So
yeah, the idea is
your house. That's the racetrack.
Yeah, you can basically use the camera to record footage that will become a racetrack. Is that my understanding of the game?
Kind of, sort of. Or you can use some of the preset maps if they fit your room's geography. Basically, you map it with the camera. So yeah, that's awesome. I don't know how it would work if you have cats, though.
Or a really small apartment with barely any square footage.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's an excuse for them to get us to buy more Nintendo toys.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm worried. What if I step on it
anytime soon?
What if I accidentally step on it in the heat of the game? I feel like that's something I would do.
You might not win that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Rainbow Road all over again.
Rainbow.
Except now it's real. The Rainbow Road is real, and it's in your house.
Can you imagine stepping on a blue shell? Hurt your fucking
or somebody
feet.
Clocking you with it.
Oh.
And I think that's an episode.
Oh, this is fun. It's so much fun.
Thank you again for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I love Nintendo, and I love geeking out about it and reminiscing with you guys.
I feel like today we barely scratched the surface. Like today, this last night, or was it yesterday? I don't know. Days blur for me. I was like, oh, let's do a Nintendo episode. But as we came closer and closer to record hour, it's like Well, we're going to talk about Mario now.
It's the Mario episode.
Mario's awesome.
Yeah, and
Right?
it's just, you guys are absolutely right. It's deserving of like a whole episode.
Yeah, and the next
Mario and Luigi.
next episode is gonna be Michelle Foucault, Princess Peach, and the Idea of Person.
With a very special segment devoted to Bowser again. So that was us looking back on our favorite Mario games of the last 30 odd years. What are some of your favorite Mario memories, or what are some of your favorite Nintendo memories? Let us know in the comments, and let's talk video games. Until next time, this has been 3 Point Landing, a Big Baby Studios production. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Misha.
I'm Matthew, and with us,
and our special guest,
I'm Karen.
Karen.
Hello.
She's waving at all of you listening.
Yeah, and let me know if you've got no Mario memories to share. Tell me what your favorite tangents were from this episode.
Oh my god!
You can.
It's like when you're talking to someone on the phone. It's like, can you hear me? Blink once for yes.
Karen, where can everybody find you? What are you doing on the internet?
You can find me on IG. I will try to be more active at Kraken_May, because I'm gonna be posting my Mario collection there. I'll start posting. So
nice.
That's connected. Nice. I'll start posting more. That, Sailor Moon, my cosplays, some of my articles, and my hosting. So yeah, and check it out, guys.
You guys have
to shame.
If you guys have video game related thoughts to yell at me for, you can always find me on Twitter at Arcelia Matthew. Everything else, reach us at facebook.com /3 Point Landing podcast PH. And you can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts.
And we'll see you next time.
Peace out.
Bye.